you'll get the whiskey swig. Cheers.
Oh my god, there's literally someone on here already.
I just told Molly that we were going live.
Oh really? Okay, she might have to just go to the page and select the live video and like follow that link. Yeah, she's on. Or I can't see if it's Molly, I guess, but
What?
should I say hello?
Unless it's Frank.
Hello, Molly.
Craig.
Or should I not?
Yeah, go for it. If it's her, that'd be hilarious.
Use her or a machine.
These are the easy ones, man.
I'm just saying.
These are the easy ones.
I've
When we
dealt
get-
with a lot of drummers.
We-
You were.
Me too, man.
Oh
That's
my
why I
God,
became
that's so
one.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I didn't want to deal with drummers anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's why I bought my first kit and learned how to tune drums. Is like doing recording sessions and people would be like, bring in this kit that's half falling apart, and you're like, dude, give me 30
Some
minutes.
jazz kits.
Give me 30 minutes.
Definitely missing that old camera angle, but it's all good.
We could probably, I think I have an extension cord. We could figure something out.
I mean, it's fine, dude.
You want to? I mean, honestly, I think it's that there was that giant power strip.
We'll just lose the key again. Let's just leave it. We'll figure it out for tomorrow.
Okay, but I do have, and I'll bring more power strips, but there is a, I swear to God, my list of things to bring every day, the gap taped mic stand is indication that I forgot to bring a couple things.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going to bring more stands because I didn't have a lot of stands here yet. That's my biggest splurge if this place becomes successful is Latch Lake mic stands.
Hell yeah.
Those are, I love
The
those.
last mic stand you will ever buy. You can make an entire kit off of one stand.
That's incredible.
Yes, they cost $400 for a cheap one.
Wow.
You could spend $5,000 on mic stands, but you will never buy mic stands ever again. You will never gaff tape a mic stand. You will never swear at a mic stand.
That shit's the
Dude,
difference between.
We rigged up some ghetto bullshit to record those drums, and that's why I did mono, because I was like, we don't have enough stands.
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
Oh man, I could have fixed that problem. Could have said something. Dude.
Well, and it's like, that's why the stereo bar placements are my favorite.
Yeah.
Like that mic placement, I do that because it's like, it's one stand. And you can get a wide stereo image and it sounds great. And, you
It
know,
was
something
purely
like
like economy, because
totally.
I didn't want to go through the mixer, and I only have 4 of the good pre's
Yeah. Yeah.
up front
okay.
on the RME, and then in the
Yeah.
back I'll do the tops, and they sound good,
Yeah.
but they're all 1/4 inch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
That's what, so this
Keyboard app.
pre sounds really good, but this is an 8-channel rack pre as like to basically, because this board, as cool as this board is, it only has 4 real channel strips.
right.
So it has 4 pre's. So right now we're running 6. So this board is your overheads coming into a stereo input over here, but it's like, that's just 6 channels of preamps. There are 4 more back there, and then I have other rack units that I need to move over here.
Yep.
But I've got some other preamps, but
If I had the money, I would get the mics to see.
oh yeah,
That
is that an 8-channel?
I think it's 10.
It's 10. That RME stuff is so fucking good.
I love it. It's,
Yeah.
It's so configurable too.
Yeah. I like the RME stuff. I like, honestly, it's like if I was running a Windows setup, it would totally be RME. The Universal Audio stuff is great.
Yeah, I love that stuff too.
This SSL stuff is weird
you
because
can't beat that though. The solid state stuff.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
The SSL's weird because the interface part of it is kind of not as great, but it's all the analog signal processing going into the interface part of it that you're like, it kind of makes up
Conversions and
for.
stuff.
Yeah, well, and because it's analog pre's, analog compressors, analog EQ, and it sounds really good.
Yep.
So.
Don't mind me, I got problems. I'll be right back.
All right. Should we roll here?
Okay.
Or I guess we shouldn't roll in.
No, do it.
Get a table.
Okay, don't open the door.
Then we can let it in.
All right. And done.
Sorry.
Guys, I love that little like ascending into insanity.
Do you want to do another one? That was killer.
That
was
felt
so
pretty
good.
good. That
That
was
felt
Sounded so good. Could you hear it a lot outside?
I mean enough to tell them that was a good take, but it wasn't like I don't know. Like were you just wondering about bleed or
Yeah. If you were like a block
halfway
down,
from
do you
the
think you could
halfway
hear it?
out in the parking lot, I could hear it less than right.
Yeah. And Susan likes me. She's the manager lady. The manager lady lives above the spot down at the very end, like the leasing office. But she, like, when I was first talking about this place with her, I was like, she's like, I'm going to be the one that you're going to piss off. I'm like, all right, well, but you're going to call me and not the police. She's like, no, of course I'll call you first. I'm like, all right, well.
Then I'll call the police.
And her dog loves me, and she's super cool.
That's
She is a
awesome.
little, she did tell me that she was packing, which I was kind of like, well, that's awesome.
I'm
She's
glad
like
you protect yourself.
an unassuming 60-year-old woman, and she's
Well,
like,
it's great because it's like the great equalizer. No
oh,
fun with it.
totally. I mean,
Give me your money.
well, and she like chases off people because she kind of manages the whole joint and the whole yard
just
behind it. Yeah, she's like, you know, she's talking about, she's like, oh, I run off people once or twice a week. She's just like, fucking comes,
Enforcer.
and she's like the sweetest lady.
Equalizer, yeah, they're gonna have to cast her
Mm-hmm.
when
The Equalizer song.
Denzel can't do it anymore.
Dude, there's that new one coming out. Did you see
Really?
that?
They're
shit? Yeah,
rewriting that?
they brought the Equalizer back.
I can't wait to hear the synth parts.
Oh, I'm going. That was. Oh fuck! Did you guys hear about Renfeld, the
vampire
Dracula?
thing,
Yeah,
with Nick Cage.
yeah.
That looks kind of good, actually.
It was fucking fantastic.
Oh, you saw
Oh,
it?
you
yeah,
saw it already?
yeah. I
Yeah.
saw it in the theater. Yeah, it had a quick theater run. I don't think it made shit for money. But honestly, like the only fucking roles that Nick Cage can play anymore are like he could be a vampire.
Bombastic, super.
Yeah, he could be a weirdo. But
I liked
anything
the other
else.
one he was in, where he was Nick Cage. It was like the unbearable weight of being this talented or something.
Yeah,
like that, whatever
yeah.
his name. That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
But no, that the vampire shit. It was like a if Kung Fu Hustle and a vampire movie had a
Hell
baby.
yeah.
It was
It's
like,
out there.
That sounds awesome as fuck to me.
oh, it was great. I would watch it again right now. But I think it's out of theaters. Do you want to do another take? I don't think you should. We can just because we're set up. No, we should do
I
another
guess I
track.
didn't really like hear it, but it felt really good.
It was so good. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
we
was
could do
actually-
another.
I
We
was
could.
like out there like feeling.
You want to
We-
listen to it?
this way.
No,
It was great.
well, we could either listen to it or just do another for safety. But I mean, I always do 2 takes everything. But
I'd be down. I'd be down.
you don't.
Yeah.
I would say, if anything, go crazy
Okay.
because we already got one. So like,
Solid.
It's true.
light it up.
Light it up.
Let's go.
You are an absurd drummer. You're an absurd musician. You guys are all like, I don't know. There are times with like all 3 of you where I'm like, why am I in the room?
Because you're our man.
I mean, I'm recording shit, but I'm like, why don't these guys should just be playing live
That's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
time?
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. We'll start out with herbs.
Are you gonna try to get a bunch of gigs?
It
Can't wait
probably
to do,
would be
like,
dudes.
listening
Yeah.
parties too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that
been
would be
looking at
sweet.
some cool places where they come and it's like, HQ kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
there's
sit
like
there and you
these
listen
like
to stuff.
in Japan. There's like these listening rooms like in Tokyo where they design sound systems for a room, and you like pick a record or they curate a record.
Yeah.
And there's one of them here that's owned by that same company that does them.
Okay.
And they do like signature cocktails, and I think they start a band or whatever. You bombard friends and family on social media. You have all this shit,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody wants to go see all the friends that come together. But a lot of times it's just like loud amps are in your face, or it's like this, stage
This would be a
audience
lot
kind of thing.
more low key.
With this, it's like really adult, right?
Mhm.
It's a signature cocktail, and you can actually hear the album,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
That
like
sounds
back, and you can
fantastic.
play.
I would
into-
love that.
Play into the theme. Like if you're opening outside of just like the vinyl, like if you were thinking of like that listening room, and the vinyl record as being like the final one, right?
Yeah.
We're pressing
like
it.
you
into
do-
vinyl.
You are?
When you're finished it with it, we're gonna send it to a guy to get mastered for vinyl,
Okay.
and then
Well, let me know what he wants, because I would do it
Okay.
too. I would master the vinyl too.
Oh,
if you guys
shit.
want
If
to.
you guys
you
wanna
can
do
do that.
Yeah, no, I love that shit. I've done a lot of. I
I
have
haven't
some
done
vinyl
that.
records if you want to hear them.
Okay.
We don't
Because
have
all of
records.
Kale's shit. Here, let me play a couple. No, we'll do another take, but I'll play some Kale shit for you. But Kale's records, the last 3 or 4 have all been pressed to vinyl, and like the last one that came out was like.
pretty
But it was also, I did a bunch of recording on it and then he did a bunch of stuff with Russian recording in Indiana. And that dude, do you remember did you watch Parks and Rec?
Oh yeah, I love Parks and Rec.
Do you remember when Sebastian the mini horse died and they were gonna replace him with a cat?
Yeah.
The dude owned the cat.
Oh, sick.
And he used all of the funds from the cat existence to fund this crazy studio. And he's Russian American, so he like.
Does this dude live in Boulder?
No, he lives in Indiana.
Okay.
But he alleges that he has the largest collection of Russian analog audio gear anywhere in the world other than in Russia. He has a Russian console and all these tube mics, and like his like list of gear is out of control because this dude, he basically made all the cat money and spent it all on like weird analog. He's like the CJ of Russian audio. If like, but he runs a studio in Indiana in Bloomington called Russian Audio, and Kale's gone up there. We tracked his record like 3 times in Denver. I recorded that album so many times, and then he went to Indiana and retracked stuff that I'd already recorded like 3 times. He's really into like room sounds, right?
Okay.
Like the funniest thing is I brought a bunch of people over here when I was first looking at it, and Kale, like everyone else was like, oh, it's fine, it's an office, whatever. And the garage, they were like, oh, it's horseshit. Kale's like, build a drum room in the garage. He's like, the garage is awesome. And it is awesome. When it's empty, it's like, it's weird, it's metal, and
It could be, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck around with that.
And that's kind of the next step, because really, there's enough stuff in there to build another booth. Because I was going to build an 8x8 booth. Yeah, the back there.
Yeah.
I was going to build an 8x8 booth, and I was going to put drums in the booth. But then I started looking at these and like trying to find a good deal on something like this. And it made a lot more sense as far as like the VO and getting money going. And because those jobs, corporate jobs pay, so it's like you got to keep the doors open, the lights on, the whole bit.
I hear that.
But there's still like, we could like trick out the garage next week. I'd have to sell a bunch of shit, but we could, or give it away. You guys want a parting gift? Like, come record, take a lamp.
You want a lamp?
You want a lamp? You want some? Yeah. All right. I honestly don't think you could. Well, okay, let's re-record it, but like really,
Okay.
go hard.
We're going to town.
Bring like the full Cambo.
It's just such a like.
I feel like Chris would interject. He'd be like, nah.
What?
Yeah, Chris does not like.
Chris isn't here.
Yeah.
Chris isn't here.
But you know what I mean.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I know too, but I'm saying Chris isn't here. Let's play.
I like this danger zone space we're in right now.
Because now the problem is if 3 of us gang up on Chris and we're like, no, we really like it, he'll be like, okay. He'll be mad about it, but he'll do it.
Yeah, he's been super chill about the collaboration on this.
Oh,
What,
totally.
with this record or what?
Yeah.
He's definitely like been super helpful with bass lines and patient.
Yeah.
He's been awesome to collaborate with. The dude's
CJ's dope.
yeah.
That's why I haven't stopped playing with him.
Yeah. No, that guy, I mean.
It's such a gift though. Like, see that, like, because for me, like, I'm the outsider. We just like kept on seeing that this dude in Inglewood just like shreds and has all these keyboards.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm gonna just hit him on. And
Yeah.
then, like now I meet you guys, and we're like making that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting for me.
No.
You gotta love that
It's a
stuff.
nice midlife crisis.
Dude,
Well-
I mean, that's we live for that stuff. You
Yeah.
just kind of start rubbing elbows with the people in the scene.
It's just fucking wild, though.
To me, it's
Yeah.
like I just like meeting good people.
Totally.
The music is a
Yeah.
bonus for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, there's so many shit wild out there. It's like,
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so true. Like for, I mean, no disrespect to anybody, but yeah, like, man, the better chops you get, the better people that have those chops and are like a more solid hang. You know, sometimes you want to play so bad, you put up with a lot of shit, you just put blinders.
Yeah.
It's really nice to not have to do that, though.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
And then after a while, you're just like, I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
It's like spend
Been in
all your
some
time.
bands where I couldn't see how toxic it was.
Until you
Even
left.
like yeah, I did. I quit. Mustard
Yeah.
was so toxic.
Which version?
That it was Lou, CJ, Joe, Kyle,
Yeah.
and then I was on drums.
See, and I never met Lou, but I grew up with all those other ones, you know? And like,
Right.
And like I mean, Kyle and I have had our differences. Have you heard
yeah,
about
definitely. Yeah, there was a
our
bit of
differences?
contention there with him. He pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because he just gets
I
really
mean,
snooty.
right. And it's just like chill the fuck out
Right,
and
right.
do your thing. Well, and Kyle always made me mad because like I've always been about like crafting tunes, and Kyle was just like, the Kyle quote that will always stick with me forever is, I just want someone else to write the songs for me, and I'm just gonna play awesome lead over the top. I'm like, okay, well, and I will, I'll do, but that's like so much against my personality where I'm just like, I want to make the whole better.
No, that's why I was so toxic in Mustard, because I was all about the song.
Right.
I liked the song. And yeah, Kyle and Joe and Lou and CJ were just like, whoosh, we're not doing that.
Right.
I was like, this sucks.
Well, and it's weird too, because I don't know, like, I know Joe had a weird falling out with that whole thing.
Yeah, after I left the band, which was amicable, it was fine.
Right. And
then
did
started
they
playing
just
with
get,
Matt.
did they get another drummer or what?
Brandon. Yeah, they started playing with Brandon. It was fine. Seemed great. And then they ended up terminating Joe's membership to the band.
Yeah, I heard about
forcefully.
that. Yeah, that was not.
And he was pissed.
Well, because it was also like, I mean, Joe's not conservatory, right? But Joe's Joe.
Yeah.
Like Joe's, I mean, you couldn't.
The thing with Joe was like it was more just about hanging out and stuff. So you couldn't really take the band any more seriously than that. And if you wanted to move forward,
But did
it
they
just
move
wasn't gonna
forward?
work. No, it fell apart after that.
Yeah.
So
Well, because the deal is like a lot of bands, it's, you know, people are not replaceable.
it was
And
unfortunate.
like
for
just
sure.
taking an element out of a band, it's a different band, right? It's not.
Yeah, for sure.
I've done that. We had
Yeah.
a pretty decent band. We got to open up for like a whole bunch of psych rock bands.
Nice.
Like 2009 to 11, 12. Like some
Nice.
pretty decent ones.
Yeah.
Like some people that were like selling records and like going to play Austin and shit. Played the High Dive a whole bunch. And like we had this awesome thing going. But we brought in like a Jimmer actually.
Right.
And we played like a snowboard release party at Summit Music Hall.
Right.
And like our singer was like just kind of like doing his own thing, and it was time for us to go on. And like he just, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, like in the bathroom, or I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But we just went up and played one of Jimmer's tunes, and people loved it.
Right.
And then Tyler showed up,
Right.
and it was like a free for all on stage, kind of almost like two people competing. It
Oh,
was fucking-
Jesus.
No, but it was dope.
Right?
It actually like worked. It was kind of like this punk rock pissing contest.
Nice.
That's
And,
awesome.
like-
and who was it, though? Was it Jimmer and Tyler?
Yeah, and
I don't know Tyler, but that cracks me up.
This
Jimmer's
lady,
still as shit.
this lady,
Yeah.
like, Jimmer was shredding.
Yeah.
And this lady lost her shit, like got on stage and was so into fucking Jimmer just playing. She was drunk.
Dude.
And our fucking singer got fucking pissed. You know what I mean?
Dude.
And then it was like we had studio time coming up.
Right.
And,
Where were you? Right.
and,
Where were you recording? Name of the studio? No name.
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But
That's how most of them go. We'll
Yeah.
see how this place works out. It's great now.
but it changed the band so much. But then, like, I wound up playing with Jimmer for
Mhm.
years after that. But changing one player
Totally.
in
Yeah.
the course of 4 days because we
Yeah.
got a new roommate
Yeah.
and we just invited him to play like a pretty decent show. I mean, we got
Yeah.
paid out for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it became like this fucking totally thing where we're like, where's the one member? I guess we're doing this to like a fucking musical battle.
Dude. And the funniest fucking thing is like,
Bro, biggest crowd ever that we had, I think.
I've never jammed with Jimmer, but I just like him as a human.
Yeah.
Like, I've met him at a coffee shop, and he's just like, he's just fun to talk to. And every time I go there, when he was working there, we'd like nerd out about effects and guitars and shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I've never jammed with him, but I'm like, Jimmer wins. He's on my team.
It would be an epic jam.
So,
Yeah.
Set that up, man.
Jimmer's like writes like kind of like proggy
Yeah.
stuff, but he can also do the whole like, or like when he was young, like his dad plays in a band called Kamikaze Clowns,
okay.
and they opened up for the Kinks at the Denver Coliseum.
Sick.
Fucking
for,
amazing.
like a decade straight.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they were like in the paper and shit. And his dad
And he was telling me about like
is
building a
sick
guitar.
to hang out with.
Yeah, that he like let his dad play, and his dad was like, "I get it." It was like a jazz master or something, and it was like he converted his dad. He was telling me about some guitars. We were talking about guitar stories, but
He's got an uncle that did like Dr. Dre albums on.
it was fucking awesome. Play
Oh,
guitar
it's-
or like what?
He just worked in the studios.
Oh,
But like, I think Jimmer got some guitar lessons from him.
yeah,
Because Jimmer's got pretty sharp ears,
right.
and you know, like when
Yeah.
he gets to ripping, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
I played music with him for like 3 years, like 2 days a week.
that's awesome. And was he playing guitar?
Yeah.
And
Like
you were
we have
playing
an
bass?
album that we did with a dude named Jamie. Me and the drummer thought we were going to record all his prog stuff.
Right.
The drummer was like, I'm not releasing any of this. And he put all his like singer-songwriter kind of stuff.
That's kind of awesome.
It was like he put out like a folk album with like a bunch of blues instead of like the prog shit that we recorded in the studio.
All right,
And then
cool.
the band was over after that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Drummer moved to.
Yeah, dude. You can't
Somewhere
bring
else.
blues shit to a prog band and be like, deal with it.
Well, right, because we were like playing some heavy shit. And
Yeah.
when we play live, he'd be like 90 miles an hour, and the drummer would just go fast, and I'd be like, "Well, everything I play is gone now. I play these like just
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Bass lines are gone, dude."
Was it nerves? Like just getting amped up?
I think
Playing
so.
live?
I
Yeah.
think so.
I can't play
well,
live.
his
I
obsession
like,
with the loud amps.
yeah. Yeah.
So it'd be like, it's
See-
like fucking seeing Dinosaur Jr.
Dude. I see, and like, I want to hang out with Jimmer. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get this place together. Really, I want to hang out with him and like just blow the ceiling tiles out and be like, any of the ones that move are the problem ones. Right? Because like, this whole room will vibrate from the sub.
Right.
And so I'm like going to put bass traps up, and if I don't go bankrupt.
Yeah, let's do it.
This right here should make Jimmer's prog album.
Dude, I mean,
Because that would be.
don't threaten me with a good time. I love me some prog. I mean, like,
See if Jimmer can pay you, Campo.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I mean
Because
like
some of his riffs you'd probably dig, but like
Oh, dude,
he's never like actually worked with like a drummer like you. Like you helped him shape his stuff.
you are.
Dude, I've done a shitload of I have a ton of prog that I need.
I know. That's
You're
really
almost
shit.
my favorite drummer.
Yes.
Which is like the nicest thing I can ever say. It's like if I ever tell you that you're a good singer. Like,
Right.
have I told you my thing about vocalists?
Uh-uh.
I hate 90% of them.
I can-
Just immediately. Like, just name your top 10 vocalists and I will shit on all of them. It's my trait. But it's also like drummers. Like, I was a frustrated drummer before I was a drummer. And I still don't even really feel like I'm a drummer, but I feel like I'm an overbearing pseudo drummer. Yeah, it's almost, it has to be computers to like,
Yeah.
and like, the electrons are so good. They're like, they'll do all this cool shit where it's like, you can put in probability and say like, there's a 72% chance of this beat triggering with all the reverb, all the delay, and like 30-second note trill, right? It's just like, that shit's awesome. But you're a phenomenal drummer. My favorite thing was jamming with you and Joe, and like I'm a really annoying bass player. Like I realize that I love playing bass, but I also like antagonize drummers. It's like which one of us is gonna fuck it up first.
Yeah.
And they're simple grooves, but it's like you're just like laying back on something or rushing something, or you're just like, I'm trying to make you fumble sticks. And you were always just like, one of us would always fuck up. Most of the time it was me. And it was like so good. Like,
those were good jams, man.
and I would just drag the shit out of shit. Because
It
like,
was definitely experimental. Very experimental.
yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was like,
I still have some videos of like some weird shit we were doing, and I would look back on it and I was like, we are so high, so drunk, and this is so far outside the realm of.
yeah. And Joe would show up with like I was trying to be a responsible adult and get up in the morning,
pedal,
and he would like show up with a whole bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
uh-oh.
And he knows I'm like, I'm sure you've heard the stories, but like I'm the rum chugging and the fucking
rum chug. I have heard a story or two of rum
Should I
chugging.
stop?
dude. No, it's fine.
It's a good story, guys.
They're well aware at this point.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you want to re-record this? I don't think you should, but we can.
Either way.
This setup, like
This is a good setup.
I hope it sounds as good as I think it does, but I think it sounds so fucking good. And those stupid mics, they should not sound that good, and they should not reject that well.
E904.
Yeah,
This
those
is
little
for a
babies.
snare.
Huh?
This is for a snare.
Yeah, that's the better one. It's the 906 and
This
the
is a
904. But that's the 904.
But it looks different.
No, they are different. The one on the tom is different, but the other one just gave up completely. I almost wonder if I have another one of those somewhere.
Might have better response.
No, it would probably have the same, but it might. That sounds good, but it's getting all sorts of shit in it. But
bleed
it
for
doesn't
like
matter.
samples and stuff.
Yeah. But those, I mean, 414s, like, honestly, everyone is always like, they're the reference mic for everything large diaphragm, but like, they are also my favorite large diaphragm. Like, honestly, you could spend 3 times as much and it's not going to sound 3 times as good.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I wanted to do is, I would love to do, if you just did like really quiet everything and did ribbons, but I only have one ribbon and it's
with
a lot.
the hot rods,
Like a
Some sort of
fat.
brush sticks or some shit.
Yeah, that would do it. Or you could even do it with sticks. You just got to be careful because honestly, it's like one bad snare drum hit and you'll blow the mic. And it's engineered too. It's like you gotta be really careful. You gotta run them really low. But they're so cool. Like ribbons on vocals, acoustic instruments. I actually have a ribbon on loan from someone that if we want to do CJ's violins in the booth, I want to like ribbon the shit out of the violin because it's like low gain and there are a couple pre's back there. They're Grace 101s and they have a ribbon mode where it cuts all the phantom power out of the circuit and it's just 70 decibels of gain. And ribbons are like they're super low output, but they sound amazing. And like the old ones, if you lean them towards a source or away from a source, the frequency response changes a ton because it's like as it sags towards something, it's more bassy, and as it sags away, it's all trebly. But it's a really thin wire of ribbon, and as soon as you exceed whatever the max SPL is, it just snaps. And a lot of the old ones are crazy expensive to repair. The new ones are better and don't snap as easily, but they're still.
They get a good response.
Yeah.
Really dynamic. I love that shit.
She's a good dog. Very good dog. Hi, monkey. Hey, can I take this off? Do you just want to go to sleep? She's like, maybe. She's gonna go climb up on it. All right, this take is the best take, but I'm gonna record another one.
The best.
Maybe it's not. I hope this shit sounds as good as I think it does. I think it sounds killer.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it's too quiet and like I'm like there's no noise and I can't tell if the mics are live or not.
Oh, right.
But we're definitely getting playback.
Right.
And we're definitely getting, I don't know, it should be noisier. And even like looking at the waveforms, it should be noisier. Just like play the whole intro like that. This is how you gotta play whole takes with your hand. You're ridiculous,
That's a quick dog. West Colfax. We're on West Colfax.
We are too. Relatively close.
It's a stone's throw.
We're like West 70, but yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Man.
Too.
The first one was cleaner. That one was awesome.
First one was still better.
I know, but there's still like really cool parts in that one.
Yeah, maybe if there's a cool little fill or something, you just
Yeah. No, it's easy. It's easy to steal.
sweet.
So.
Steal it.
Do you want to do the other one? What are you thinking? Do we want to plug the amp in? Coda's on board.
I should probably head out
She's chicken winging it.
soon. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
our shit together.
But that's 3.
Yeah, that's more than I thought we were gonna get.
Yeah.
And like, shit's dialed in. I mean, like it's. I almost don't even want to swap that, but I'm kind of gonna swap it because that'll be better. I don't want to like. I don't know that stupid. The mic that's on the snare. I hate it, but I also love it because it rejects so well, and it's like it's so clean, and the overhead sounds so good. It's just like fuck it.
Yeah, we
Like-
don't really need much more.
So I'll swap I'll remount the high tom
Rimmers.
and just leave it. And then we can just crank through the other stuff. I'll try to get here early in the morning and convert all the other